Now, week 9 of the NFL, it is, of course, Thursday Night Football, and Tom Carnduff from the Sporting Life has come along to give us his best bet builder for this game. It is, of course, the Jets taking on the Colts. It's an interesting game. Tom, before we get to it, just a reminder that if we'll get a free bet from Paddy Parr if one selection of your bet builder lets you down. So what is your bet builder for Thursday Night Football this week, Tom?
Yeah, Jets at Colts in week 9. I'm going under 46.5 total points. Zach Pascal, anytime touchdown scorer. Carson Wentz over 9.5 rushing yards, and Michael Carter under 47.5 rushing yards. About 18.4 to 1 at the moment.
Yes, a very nice juicy price here, Tom. 18.4 to 1. So first up, first part of call here now. It's interesting because both of these teams put up a lot of points last week. The Jets surprised everybody beating the Bengals, but you are going against the tide here. You're going under 46.5 points. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, pretty much as you said there, the kind of contrasting thoughts on the over-under line. And again, this is probably one that could trigger that free bet. Come back on this. We were one leg short last time. Unders did hit. But it's basically, if this game was on Sunday, not on Thursday night, I'd probably look at overs on the 46.5. But as we discussed last week, Thursday night football struggles to kind of be high-scoring games. 50 was the marker last week, and the previous 6 Thursday night football games have gone under 50.5. Probably the effects of a short turnaround, because obviously this line's a few kind of shorter at 46.5, but that would have won, and I think in 5 of the last 6 Thursday night footballs. So for me, if this game was on a Sunday, I'd probably be looking the other way. But knowing the Thursday night football, how it's been this season, how that line has been, I'm going to side of under 46.5, but I think it might run it quite close here.
Yep, so under 46.5 in these Thursday night games. They haven't exactly been set in the world of light, so we'll go with the unders for the starters. Now, next up, we're going Zach Pascal, anytime touchdown scorer. Now, people thinking of Colts wide receivers, he wouldn't be the first name that comes to mind. So why do you think that Zach Pascal is the man to back in the anytime markets?
I actually think it's a bit of a value play, this one, particularly when you kind of look at the line. I think the Colts are 10.5 currently on the line. I'm just kind of staying away from the result for that reason. But Jonathan Taylor's, he's tiny. I think it was 4-9, so less than 1-2 to score any time. Pittman's even money, and Pascal, I think, is 15-8 as a single. So you chuck this into a bet builder, you're getting a decent bit of value out of it. Look, he hasn't scored in a few weeks now, but he's gone for at least 43 receiving yards in 3 of his last 5. Going to get some opportunities in this one against a team like the Jets, who we keep talking about that Bengals result. It's kind of thrown some doubt, I think, into a few people. But for me, a real value play. And I think, yeah, he could kind of finally get a score here. So, yeah, as part of a price booster, I think if he was any shorter, I'd maybe think again. But could be a game for him. So, yeah, Zach Pascal, anytime touchdown scorer in this one.
Now it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the lowest total I've ever seen anyone go over or under for any of these selections in the history of this. We're going Carson Wentz, rushing yards over 9.5 yards. It's not even enough to get him a first down if he gets this. Now, we know he's a mobile, but what makes you think that he's going to go over 9.5 yards?
I love it because I looked at it and I saw 9.5 on a line, and I thought I need to get involved in this somehow. Like rushing yards, you're always talking 30, 40, I think 80 Taylor's on in this game. So yeah, for me, going for this one, it's pretty much to bump up the value actually a bit. I think it's 5 to 6 either way. So kind of going on that line does actually add a bit of value into a bet builder. He's averaging 13.5 rushing yards per game this season. His past 2 seasons have actually been higher. It's been about 23, 15.2 as well. It's not a huge ask for him to do it. And I think after last week as well, that Colts-Titans game where there were some iffy moments, I think his mistakes pretty much decided the outcome of that one. I just like the line at 9.5. I think he can hit it. And like you said, it's not even a first down. So at one point, if he sees an opportunity to go for it, he has had a few rushing touchdowns as well in recent years. So yeah, for me at 9.5, it's just a great line to get into, and yeah, bumps up that value. So I'm taking Carson Wentz over 9.5 in this one.
Yeah, and the Jets pass rush was good last week, so he may well be running for his life again. Now, the final one, Michael Carter, New York Jets running back. Everybody said he had a breakout game last week, but yet again, Tom, you're swimming against the tide because you think he's going to go under 47.5 rushing yards. So why do you think that?
Yeah, kind of that game last week has done a bit of damage on the average totals, if you will. He had 77 rushing yards last week, but including that, he's averaging 39 0.9 rushing yards per game this season. So you think of some of the low tallies that he's had before that. And the fact as well is that the Jets just don't run the ball, or they don't run it that well. They're the lowest in the entire league when it comes to average rushing yards, 75.6. So say they play to those averages, we're asking Carter to have around 64% of those total rushing yards. He's currently averaging 52, 53%. Just think they don't run the ball that well in terms of high numbers of rushing yards. It's quite a high line, this. I think if it was any lower, then maybe we're steering clear of it, but it's a pretty big ask in a game such as this. So yeah, so I'm siding with the unders on this one to make up the bet builder.
Yep, and that'll be the final leg of our bet builder. And don't forget, we will give you a free bet if one of your selections let you down, just like it did last week. So this week, Tom's best bet builder for this game, it is, of course, the Jets, the Colts, under 46.5 points total. Zach Pascal, anytime touchdown scorer. Carson Wentz, the Colts quarterback, his rushing yards to be under 9.5. And Michael Carter, his rushing yards to be under 47.5. That's Tom Carnduff's bet builder this week for Week 9, Thursday Night Football in the NFL.